Assalamu alaikum everyone, my name is Kharif Al Haroon, the head of innovation and interactive at Vodafone Qatar, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Nokia Lumia 925. This is the new phone that comes straight after the 920. We're going to do a quick unboxing and we're going to talk about the specs. Let's take a look. Alright everyone, we're going to be doing an unboxing of the Nokia Lumia 925, and first of all let's take a look at the packaging. It's a cardboard type packaging. You're probably familiar with it because this is what Nokia have been using a lot for their devices. And yeah, this is the side, it's blank, and then closer to the back, you know what it says is that you've got the Twitter, you've got the Facebook, you've got the different features, what's included in the box. They call it Here Maps, Here Drive Plus, and Nokia Music. Of course, it shows you that they're using a Snapdragon processor, a Carl Zeiss optics, and you've got Dolby supported, or let's say software engineered audio enhancements. We've got Windows Phone, and of course, they're very proud of Pure View and Pure Motion HD Plus. So it's really cool, and plus this package is 100% recyclable. I like that. So let's take a look at the bottom. At the bottom, what we do is we've got some labels. We've got a little bit of a, let's say, a material type tab, and then if we just quickly slice that down, we can pull out the phone. So let me just quickly put this box aside for a second, and this is what the phone looks like when you first open it up. We're pretty familiar with this layout already. So they've given us a little bit of a tab, so you pull on the tabs to take the phone off. But before we talk about that, we're going to look at what's inside the box. Now the first thing is, and this is pretty cool, I like this. I mean, you got a little bit of another tab which you can then peel off the plastic, and this is where you have the SIM ejector tool, and you'll see why you need that. I'm getting pretty used to this. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've had to ask my baby sister to take off her earrings so that I can poke the SIM out, because I don't have that tool anymore. I lose it. So yeah, the more the better. Of course, it says information over here. Let me just take that out, put it to the side. Another tab which we then pull up. And what this is the information guide and booklets. I mean, I'm not going to go through this because we're all familiar with the types of tips and tricks, and in this case it says Marhaban bik fi Nokia Lumia 925 in Arabic. Welcome to the Nokia 925. And so let me put that to the side. What else do we have in here? So we've got different compartments. We've got the USB cable. Yes, it uses the now standard micro USB that you're most familiar with when it comes to BlackBerry devices in the first place, and now everybody uses it. We also have the plug, and I'll talk about the plug in just a second. And then you've got some headphones, and the headphones come with different earbuds as well, depending on the size of your ear holes. And so if you take a look at the Nokia adapter, they put the USB to the side, which is kind of unusual because typically it's just right in the front, or actually sometimes they put it in the bottom, so maybe that's not so unusual. You'll notice that it's a little bit compact, and the reason is because they've created this type of mechanism where you pull this bit up and then you can plug it straight into the wall. It should make packaging a little bit more easier when you're traveling. So let me put all of that back into the box, and let's take a closer look at the Lumia 9250. First of all, we're going to do the part that a lot of people enjoy. In this case, as you can see, we've got the black version. Yes, it comes in a number of different colors, which I'll be talking about in a second. Let's do the little bit of a peeling, and so peel that to the bottom, and then we slide the phone out. And here we have a really beautiful screen. I don't know if it's because of, I don't know, maybe they put like a little bit of a layer on the screen, or if it's because of the curvature of the glass, but it looks super shiny. It looks really nice and glossy. Let's take a quick look around the phone before we start talking about the specifics. First of all, on the front of the phone, as you can see, it's like a full Gorilla Glass panel, and we've got the touch-sensitive buttons over here, and we also have the front-facing camera. The front-facing camera itself, by the way, is a great 1.3 megapixel camera, and it also takes 720p video. To the right of the phone, we've also got a number of different buttons, and so you can see the volume button, you can see a power button or a convenience key, and then you've got the dedicated camera shutter button. If we take a look at the back, we've got this, let's say, polycarbonate matte feeling plastic to it, so this isn't a unibody design in the typical sense of the word. Down here we've got the volume speakers. This is where you can hear sound, of course. Of course, you got little pins over here, and this is for wireless charging. Here we've got a great great camera. This is 8 megapixel. It uses Carl Zeiss optics. It has optical image stabilization, which means that when you shake your phone, it's gonna give you a stable image. But it's not just for photos, it also has video stabilization, which means that you should have a more smoother image, especially when you're, let's say, walking or vlogging at the same time. As you'll notice on the top, it has dual flash, so it should give you a much stronger flash. A lot of people wish that it had a xenon flash or real flash rather than just the LEDs, but this is what we have. On the other side, it's nothing, just pure metal smoothness. On the top, you'll notice that this is why you're going to need that SIM ejector tool to eject your SIM card. And this is where you've got the charging for the micro USB cable. This is where you've got the extra noise cancellation mic. And then down here we've got the microphone jack. At the bottom we've got nothing. It's plain. So everything is right here on the top of the phone. Now this phone comes in 3 different colors. It comes in a silver and white, and basically the silver and white means that it has a silver band across. This is aluminium, but it has a white polycarbonate back. Also comes in a silver and gray, which again means a silver band, but it has a gray polycarbonate. And in this case we've got more of a carbon looking or graphite looking metal color to it, and we've got a black polycarbonate. One of the things that I really like is that despite this having a pure view technology, whoa, a little bit of a tongue twister right over there, this camera doesn't stick out very much, and even though it does stick out just a slight bit, they've done a really good job of, you know, making that raise look quite smooth. Also, again, it's all the small touches here. Where the speakers are, and I don't know if you catch this, we'll probably do a close-up of this. They've got 2 little nubs, which means that when you put the phone down, it should give you a balanced feeling to it, so it's not like rubbing on the speaker itself. So that's pretty great. Let's talk about more of the specifications that the phone has. So first of all, this has a 4.5-inch screen. It uses AMOLED technology, and in terms of PPI, that's 332 PPI that it has. Just comparing it to a iPhone 5, just because, you know, a lot of people ask me that, an iPhone 5 is typically 326 PPI, and this is 332. In terms of processor, it uses a 1.5 gigahertz dual-core processor. In terms of RAM, it has 1 gig of RAM. In terms of storage, it comes in 2 flavors, a 16 gigabyte flavor and a 32 gigabyte flavor, and the 32 gigabyte flavor is exclusive to Vodafone in some markets for a few months. Sadly, it doesn't have an SD card slot, which is unusual, but you know, we'll take what we can get. But I guess that when a phone has such a great camera, you'd think that it would have more memory because it encourages you to take more photos. In terms of support, it has NFC technology, wireless charging, 4G, Bluetooth 3.0, and Wi-Fi. Now in terms of the overall size, it's 129 millimeters by 70.6 millimeters by 8.5 millimeters in thickness, so that's quite slim. I have to tell you that I love the way that it is curved around the edges because it just feels so nice in the hand to hold. It's pretty cool. The system that it uses is Windows Phone 8, but by the way, you can upgrade this to Windows 8 Amber when it comes out, so don't worry, you'll be able to have the latest version of Windows 8 on this device. In terms of the camera, again, as I mentioned, it's an 8 megapixel camera with Carl Zeiss technology and optical image stabilization. So that gives you a little bit of, you know, the most important features of the phone. Let's switch this on. So as you can see, it's got quite a vibrant screen. That's all thanks to the AMOLED tech that it uses. It's much lighter, by the way, compared to the 920, really lighter, even though it's a metallic phone. It's slimmer too, as I've mentioned. It's got excellent finishing, and just watch out though, because it has metal edges. That means that when you drop it and you knock it, you're probably going to have some dents, just with any other metal phone, of course. Now, the overall feeling of this phone is that it really is great. It's a fantastic phone. But there's a few things that I wish that it had. So for example, it has a 1.5 gigahertz processor that's dual core. Like, I think that nowadays, you know, everybody wants a little bit more performance, especially since a lot of the flagship phones by other manufacturers are going with quad cores. Plus, it only has 1 gigabyte of RAM. Now, I understand that different operating systems have different requirements, but you know, in this case, I mean, why not give us 2 gigs of RAM? Because that seems like it's the standard nowadays. Again, also mentioned that it has Bluetooth 3.0, which is kind of unusual since everybody's going with Bluetooth 4.0. Overall, it's a really good phone. It's just that I feel like there's a few things that I just wish that they had given us. Maybe that's what we should expect in the 930. Is that what they're going to call it? Nobody knows. But again, one of the things that I wanted to mention is that I love the blacks on the screen, so you can hardly tell where the border starts and where the border ends for this device. Windows mobile phones, now the issue in the past was with the number of applications, the number of native applications that you get, but I can pretty much guarantee that most of the, if not all, of the main applications that you need are available on Windows Phone today. So this was a quick look at the Nokia Lumia 925 smartphone. It's a fantastic phone. I recommend you just go ahead and play with it and check it out. I'm sure you're going to see some things that you probably haven't seen before. And yes, you can customize colors and that sort of thing. Don't forget, if you're interested in this phone, all you need to do is visit our website at vodafone.qa. In terms of pricing, this phone is going to cost around 1,799 Qatari riyals at launch. Thank you very much for all of the great comments and feedback that you have been giving me. Again, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Thank you very much.